Have you ever wondered what makes some people magnetic, like they have an invisible force pulling others toward them? What if I told you there are psychological secrets hidden in plain sight that can make anyone irresistibly drawn to you? These aren't just tips for small talk or making friends. They're powerful, almost dark strategies rooted in human psychology that can influence how people see you, feel about you, and even think about you long after you've left the room. But here's the thing. These secrets come with a warning. When you dive into the realm of dark psychology, you're stepping into a space where influence can easily turn into manipulation. The line is thin, and the choice of how you use these insights is entirely in your hands. So, are you ready to unlock the power to captivate and connect with anyone? In this video, I'm going to reveal 10 dark psychological secrets that can change the way you interact with the world. From creating an air of mystery to planting ideas in someone's mind without them even realizing it, these techniques are as intriguing as they are effective. Now, before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt an instant connection with someone, but you couldn't explain why? Or maybe you've met someone who just seems to make everyone like them effortlessly. Let me know your experience in the comments below. And remember, this video is for those who want to build authentic connections, not manipulate others. Use these secrets wisely, and you'll discover how to become the person people are irresistibly drawn to, naturally and ethically. Let's get started. Secret 1. The power of mirroring. Have you ever been talking to someone and suddenly felt like you just clicked with them, as if they completely understood you? Chances are they were using one of the most subtle yet powerful psychological techniques: mirroring. Mirroring is when you subtly imitate someone's body language, speech patterns, or even emotional tone. And the craziest part? It works so well because it taps into a deeply ingrained human instinct. We're naturally drawn to people who seem like us. Imagine sitting across from someone at a cafe. They lean forward slightly, and without even thinking, you do the same. They cross their arms, and a moment later you do too. It feels natural, right? That's the magic of mirroring. It creates an unspoken connection, making the other person feel understood and comfortable around you. But here's the kicker. When used intentionally and subtly, mirroring can make people not just like you, but feel an almost magnetic pull toward you. The trick is to keep it subtle. If you mirror someone too obviously, they'll notice and feel awkward. For example, if they scratch their head and you immediately copy them, you're not building rapport. You're just being weird. Instead, focus on mirroring their energy level, speech tempo, and general gestures. If they're speaking softly and calmly, match their tone. If they're animated and passionate, let your own energy rise to meet theirs. Now, here's a little challenge for you. Try this in your next conversation. Mirror someone's posture, tone, or gestures and see how the dynamic changes. Did the conversation flow more easily? Did they seem more engaged or comfortable? Let me know your results in the comments. I'd love to hear if this works as powerfully for you as it has for so many others. The beauty of mirroring is that it's not just a dark psychological trick. It's also an incredible way to show empathy and build authentic relationships. When people feel understood, they naturally open up to you. And when you pair this with the other secrets in this series, you'll be unstoppable when it comes to creating connections. But remember, subtlety is key. The moment it feels forced or fake, you lose the magic. So practice this skill until it feels natural and watch how it transforms the way people respond to you. Are you ready to try it? Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to share your thoughts below. Secret 2. Use the scarcity principle. Have you ever noticed how much more valuable something seems when it's hard to get? Whether it's a rare collector's item, a limited edition product, or even a person's time, scarcity creates desire. This principle doesn't just apply to material things, it works with people too. And when used effectively, it can make you irresistibly magnetic. So, what exactly is the scarcity principle, and how can you harness it? The scarcity principle is a psychological concept that suggests people place a higher value on things they believe are rare or limited. In social interactions, this means that when you make your time, attention, or availability seem exclusive, others will naturally value you more. Think about it. If you're always readily available, answering texts immediately, or saying yes to every invitation, people might subconsciously take you for granted. But when you're just a little bit harder to reach, when your time feels precious, you become more intriguing. Imagine this scenario. You're chatting with someone who's incredibly interesting, but they suddenly say, "I'd love to talk more, but I only have a few minutes before I have to head out." Doesn't that make them seem more desirable? That's the power of scarcity in action. It's not about playing games or being intentionally distant. It's about showing that you value your own time, which in turn makes others value it too. Here's how you can apply this principle. Be selective with your time. Don't always be the first to respond or drop everything for others. Learn to say no gracefully. Saying no occasionally shows that you're not always available, which can actually increase respect. Prioritize quality interactions over quantity. When you're present, make it meaningful, so your limited time leaves a lasting impression. But here's the catch: balance is key. If you overdo it and make yourself too scarce, people might lose interest or feel like you're not invested in the relationship. The goal is to create just enough intrigue to keep them wanting more without crossing into being aloof or unapproachable. Now, let's make this interactive. Think about a time when someone was slightly hard to reach and it made you want to connect with them even more. Or maybe you've been on the other side, where you made yourself too available and felt undervalued. Share your experience in the comments below. Have you ever tried being a little less available, and did it work? When done right, the scarcity principle makes you stand out in a world where people are used to instant gratification and constant access. By valuing yourself and your time, you naturally become more appealing to others. Ready to test it out? Let's move to the next secret, but don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments first. Secret 3. Trigger the Zeigarnik effect. Have you ever had a song stuck in your head or couldn't stop thinking about a TV show that ended on a cliffhanger? That's the Zeigarnik effect in action, a psychological phenomenon that says people are more likely to remember incomplete tasks or unresolved situations. Here's the exciting part. You can use this effect in your conversations to make people think about you long after you're gone. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's dive in. The Zeigarnik effect happens because the brain hates unfinished business. When something is left unresolved, our minds obsess over it, seeking closure. This is why cliffhangers in movies or books keep you coming back for more. But how do you apply this principle to social interactions? It's simpler than you might think. By leaving a hint of mystery or an unfinished thought in your conversations, you can create a mental hook that keeps someone thinking about you. For example, imagine you're sharing a story with someone, and just when it's getting interesting, you casually say, "Oh, I'll tell you the rest another time." Or during a deep conversation, you might say, "There's something I'd love to tell you, but I need to run. It's a story for another day." You've just planted a seed in their mind, and they'll likely find themselves replaying the moment, eager to know what you were going to say. But here's the secret. Don't overuse this technique. If you constantly leave things unresolved, people might get frustrated instead of intrigued. Use it sparingly and at the right moments, especially when the conversation is flowing and you've already sparked their interest. Now, let's make this practical. Think about a time when someone left you hanging and you couldn't stop thinking about it. Maybe it was a story they didn't finish or a question they didn't answer. How did it make you feel? And have you ever tried this technique yourself? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how this has worked for you, or if you're excited to give it a try. The beauty of the Zeigarnik effect is that it doesn't just make people think about you, it also builds anticipation. When they finally get the resolution they've been waiting for, the connection becomes even stronger. It's like giving them a puzzle piece and holding on to the last piece until the perfect moment. So, the next time you're in a conversation, try leaving something unsaid or a little unresolved. Watch how it changes the way people engage with you and remember you. Ready to give it a shot? Let me know in the comments how you'd use this secret, and let's move on to the next one. You won't want to miss it. Secret 4. Evoke emotions with storytelling. Have you ever noticed how a great story can completely captivate you? It's like being transported to another world. You laugh, cry, or even feel inspired, all because someone knew how to pull you into their narrative. Here's the thing. Storytelling isn't just for books and movies. It's one of the most powerful tools you can use to draw people in and leave a lasting impression. When you evoke emotions through storytelling, you don't just connect with someone, you create an unforgettable experience that makes them want to keep coming back to you. Why does storytelling work so well? Because humans are wired for it. Stories activate multiple parts of the brain, making them far more engaging than facts or small talk. When you tell a story, you invite someone to feel what you felt, see what you saw, and live a moment through your eyes. This creates empathy, builds trust, and makes the connection between you and the listener much deeper. Now, imagine this. Instead of simply saying, "I had a good day," you share a vivid emotional story. For example, "Today I was walking in the park when this little kid ran up to me and handed me a flower. His smile was so pure, it completely made my day." Suddenly, the listener is there with you, feeling the joy and warmth of that moment. It's not just a story, it's a shared experience. But here's the golden rule. Make it personal and authentic. Don't tell stories just to impress or fabricate details to make them sound better. The real magic happens when your story reflects genuine emotions and vulnerability. People are drawn to authenticity, and when you're real, they'll connect with you on a much deeper level. Let's make this fun and interactive. Think about a story that left a lasting impression on you. Maybe it was something a friend shared or a moment from a movie that brought tears to your eyes. What made it so memorable? Or, if you've tried storytelling in your conversations, how did people react? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear about your favorite stories and experiences. And here's a little challenge. The next time you're in a conversation, share a meaningful story instead of sticking to surface-level talk. Notice how the energy shifts. Do people lean in? Do they smile or even share a story of their own? Storytelling isn't just about being interesting, it's about creating a bond. So, what's your story? Share it with us below, and let's move on to the next secret that will make your connections even stronger. Secret 5. Master the art of mystery. Let's be real. What's more exciting? A book where you know the ending from the first page, or one that keeps you guessing until the very last line? Humans are naturally curious creatures, and mystery is one of the most powerful ways to grab someone's attention and keep them intrigued. When you master the art of mystery, you become the person everyone wants to know more about, the one who lingers in their thoughts long after the conversation ends. Sounds thrilling, right? Let's dive into how you can make this work for you. The secret to creating mystery lies in revealing just enough to spark curiosity without giving everything away. Think of it like a movie trailer. It gives you a taste of the action, enough to pique your interest, but it doesn't spoil the entire plot. In conversations, this means being selective about what you share and when you share it. Instead of oversharing or spilling your life story, focus on dropping little breadcrumbs that leave people wanting more. For example, instead of saying, "I had an amazing experience last weekend at the beach," you could say, "You wouldn't believe what happened to me at the beach last weekend. It's a story I'll have to tell you sometime." Instantly, you've planted a seed of curiosity. They'll want to know more, and just like that, you've become unforgettable. Mystery isn't just about withholding information, it's also about how you carry yourself. Be confident, but don't feel the need to explain every move you make. If someone asks about a goal or project you're working on, you could say, "I'm working on something exciting, but it's still in the early stages. I'll share more when the time is right." You've created intrigue while maintaining control of the narrative. Here's the key. Don't confuse mystery with being cold or distant. Mystery works when it's paired with warmth and authenticity. If you're too closed off, people might lose interest. But if you're kind, engaging, and sprinkle in a touch of the unknown, you'll become irresistible. Now it's your turn. Think about someone who's intrigued you in the past. What was it about them? Was it the way they left things unsaid, or how they carried themselves with quiet confidence? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear about the mysterious people who've inspired you. And here's a challenge. The next time you're in a conversation, hold back just a little. Drop a hint about something exciting in your life without diving into the full story. See how people react. Do they lean in? Ask more questions? Pay attention to the way mystery changes the dynamic. It's like adding a spark to every interaction, ready to become the person everyone can't stop thinking about. Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to leave your experiences with mystery in the comments below. Secret 6. Leverage the halo effect. Have you ever met someone who immediately seemed impressive, and no matter what they said or did, you couldn't help but see them in a positive light? That's the power of the halo effect, a fascinating psychological phenomenon where one outstanding trait creates a halo that influences how others perceive everything else about you. When you master this secret, you can make people see you as more attractive, intelligent, and likable without saying a word. Ready to learn how? Let's dive in. The halo effect happens because our brains love shortcuts. When we notice something exceptional about someone, like confidence, kindness, or a sharp appearance, we subconsciously assume the rest of their traits are just as impressive. It's why a well-dressed person might be perceived as more competent, or why someone with a warm smile is often thought to be more approachable. This doesn't mean you have to fake anything. It's about emphasizing your best qualities and letting them shine. Here's how you can use the halo effect to your advantage. Start by identifying your strengths. Are you a great storyteller? Do you have a unique sense of style? Are you naturally warm and empathetic? Lean into these traits and present them in ways that leave a lasting impression. For example, dressing sharply doesn't just boost your confidence, it signals to others that you're put together and reliable. Similarly, being genuinely kind in small interactions can make people perceive you as trustworthy and generous. Another powerful way to amplify the halo effect is by focusing on body language. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and smile genuinely. These small actions exude confidence and warmth, creating a halo that makes people see the best in you. Even your tone of voice can influence how others perceive you. Speak clearly and with enthusiasm to leave a positive impression. But here's the real magic of the halo effect. It's contagious. When you project positivity and confidence, people not only see you in a better light, they start to feel better about themselves too. This creates a ripple effect that makes them want to be around you even more. Now, here's a little challenge for you. Think about someone who made an incredible first impression on you. What was it about them? Was it their confidence, their style, or the way they made you feel? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear what qualities created a halo effect for you. And next time you're stepping into a social situation, pick one standout trait you want to emphasize. Maybe it's your charisma, your kindness, or even something as simple as a confident handshake. Watch how people respond differently when you focus on presenting your best self. Ready to create your own halo? Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to share your experiences below. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Secret 7. The power of silence. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone just paused, not in an awkward way, but in a way that made you hang on to every word they were about to say next? Silence, when used correctly, can be one of your most powerful tools in making people feel drawn to you. It's a subtle technique that can create tension, build anticipation, and make your words even more impactful. When you learn to embrace the power of silence, you'll notice that people start paying closer attention to you, hanging on to your every word. Why does silence work so well? It's because humans are naturally uncomfortable with it. We tend to fill silences with nervous chatter, but when you use silence strategically, you make people feel uneasy in a way that draws them in. When you stop talking and leave a pause, the other person starts thinking. They wonder what you're thinking, what you're going to say next, or even if you've said everything you meant to say. This uncertainty can make them want to engage more, to keep the conversation going, or to seek your approval. Here's how you can use silence to captivate. Pause after making a strong point. Let the weight of your words sink in. Whether you're telling a story or making a suggestion, leave a moment for reflection. This can create an almost magnetic quality to your presence as people focus intently on what you just said. Use silence to create mystery. If you're asked a question, you don't have to answer immediately. Take a beat, give it a thoughtful pause, and then respond. This simple act can make you seem more confident and mysterious, drawing others into your orbit. Let the other person speak more. When you remain silent, you give the other person space to fill the gap. People love to talk about themselves, and when you stay quiet, they'll often open up more. The less you say, the more they will reveal, and they'll start to feel like they have a deeper connection with you. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Think about the most charismatic people you've encountered. Chances are, they didn't fill every silence with chatter. They knew how to use their pauses to let the moment breathe and create an undeniable sense of intrigue. Whether it's a leader, a friend, or someone you admire, their quiet confidence is what likely drew you to them. I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed how someone's silence had an effect on you? Maybe it was someone who paused just before delivering a punchline, or someone who made you feel like every word they said was meaningful. Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how silence has worked for you in your conversations. So, the next time you're in a conversation, try incorporating a few well-timed pauses. Don't feel the need to fill every gap with words. Embrace the silence and watch how it shifts the dynamic. Ready to see the power of silence in action? Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to share your stories in the comments first. Secret 8. The subtle power of compliments. Who doesn't love a genuine compliment? But what if I told you that compliments, when given in the right way, could make you absolutely irresistible to others? Compliments have the power to make people feel seen, appreciated, and special. Yet, there's a psychological twist that can take them to the next level. The secret isn't just in what you say, but how you say it. When you master the art of giving compliments, you can create a magnetic pull that makes people naturally gravitate toward you. Ready to learn how? Let's dive in. The key to powerful compliments lies in their authenticity and their specificity. Generic compliments like, "You look nice today," or "You're so smart," are nice, but they don't make a lasting impression. Instead, focus on something unique about the person that shows you've truly been paying attention. Maybe it's the way they carry themselves with confidence, the way they handled a difficult situation, or even a small but significant detail about their appearance, like the way their eyes light up when they talk about something they're passionate about. These specific compliments make the other person feel understood and valued on a deeper level. But here's the game-changing part. Compliments work even better when they're unexpected. Let's say you're talking to someone and, out of the blue, you compliment the way they've been handling a challenging project at work. Suddenly, you're not just another person giving a generic "good job" or "you're great," but someone who notices and appreciates the effort they're putting in. When you compliment people in a way that's not expected, it feels authentic and catches them off guard, creating an emotional connection that's far stronger. Here's a little challenge for you. Next time you're interacting with someone, give them a compliment that highlights something unique about them. Don't go for the easy, surface-level compliments. Focus on what truly makes them stand out, whether it's their personality, their work ethic, or the way they make others feel. Watch how it transforms the interaction and makes them feel more drawn to you. But here's an important tip: avoid overdoing it. If you're giving compliments too frequently or they start to feel forced, they'll lose their impact. The key is to make them feel genuine and earned. Compliments should be a reflection of what you truly appreciate about the other person, not something you say to win favor. I want to hear from you. Think about a compliment you received that really stuck with you. Why did it make such an impact? Was it the way it was said or the timing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how compliments have made a difference in your interactions. So, ready to make compliments one of your secret weapons for connection? Give it a try and watch how people start noticing you in a whole new way. Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to drop your compliment stories in the comments. I'm excited to read them. Secret 9. Mirror their body language. Have you ever noticed how you naturally feel more comfortable with someone who seems to be in sync with you? When someone mirrors your gestures, posture, or even your tone of voice, it creates an unspoken bond that instantly makes you feel understood and connected. This is a powerful psychological trick called mirroring, and when you use it in conversations, you can make others feel instantly drawn to you. Imagine this. You're not just having a regular chat, you're creating a deep, subconscious connection that makes the other person feel like they've known you forever. Intrigued? Let's break down how you can master this secret. Mirroring is all about subtly mimicking the other person's body language, posture, and even their speech patterns. It's like a secret handshake, but with gestures. When done right, it makes the other person feel comfortable, as if you are on the same wavelength. For example, if they lean forward when speaking, you lean forward slightly as well. If they speak slowly, you adjust your pace to match theirs. This builds rapport effortlessly and creates an invisible connection. But here's the magic of it. Mirroring works even better when it feels natural and effortless. It shouldn't feel forced or exaggerated. If you try too hard, it'll seem inauthentic. Instead, let it happen organically. Pay attention to their subtle movements and adjust your body language in a way that feels aligned with theirs. You don't need to copy everything they do, just enough to make them feel like you're in tune with them. The real beauty of mirroring is that it's not just about the physical movements. It extends to their emotions and energy. If they're excited, you can match their enthusiasm by being more animated. If they're more calm and reserved, adjust your energy to create a balanced exchange. This not only makes them feel more comfortable with you, but also makes them subconsciously trust you more. Now, let's put this into practice. Think about a time when you felt especially connected with someone. Did they mirror your body language or energy in some way? Or maybe you've used mirroring without even realizing it. I'd love to hear your stories. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How did it feel when you realized you were in sync with someone? Here's a challenge. The next time you're in a conversation, consciously mirror the body language of the person you're talking to. Notice how the interaction changes. Do they open up more? Do they feel more relaxed? Give it a try and let me know in the comments how it worked for you. Mirroring is a subtle but powerful way to create deeper connections and make others feel seen and understood. Ready to give it a try? Let's move on to the next secret, but don't forget to share your experiences below. I'm excited to hear how it goes for you. Secret 10. The power of a little vulnerability. Ever met someone who seemed perfectly confident, but when they shared a small personal story or admitted something they were struggling with, you suddenly felt a deep sense of connection with them? That's the power of vulnerability. It's not a weakness, but a subtle strength that can make you irresistibly magnetic to others. People are naturally drawn to those who are real and unafraid to show their humanity. When you open up just enough, you create a powerful emotional bond that draws people in and makes them feel more connected to you. Ready to learn how to wield this secret with confidence? Let's dive in. Vulnerability is all about showing that you're human. It's sharing your real thoughts, feelings, and experiences, especially the ones that make you feel a little exposed or uncomfortable. Think about it. When someone shares a story of failure or a fear they're dealing with, it doesn't make them seem weak. It makes them seem relatable, authentic, and trustworthy. You're allowing others to see the real you, and that's what makes them feel like they can be real with you in return. But here's the key. You don't need to spill your deepest secrets right away. Start small. Share a minor struggle or a humorous mistake you've made. Maybe it's a time you felt nervous before an important meeting, or when you tried something new and completely failed. These small, genuine moments of vulnerability build a sense of connection without overwhelming the other person. It allows them to see that it's okay to be imperfect, and that it's okay to feel things deeply. The impact of vulnerability is huge. When people feel like they know you, they're more likely to be drawn to you. They trust you because they know you're not putting on a facade. And when they trust you, they'll want to be around you more, connect with you more, and even open up to you more. Vulnerability isn't about seeking sympathy. It's about creating a space where emotional bonds can grow. So, think back to a time when someone shared something vulnerable with you. How did it make you feel? Did it make you admire them more? Want to open up to them in return? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share your experiences with vulnerability in your own life. Here's your challenge. Next time you're in a conversation, try sharing something small and personal. It doesn't have to be a huge confession, just something that gives a glimpse of your true self. Watch how people respond when you show that you're not perfect, but real. Vulnerability creates trust, and trust creates irresistible connections. Ready to see the power of vulnerability in action? Let's move on to the next level, but don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to hear how vulnerability has played a role in your relationships. Conclusion: the ultimate secret to connection. And there you have it, 10 powerful psychological secrets that can make anyone irresistibly drawn to you. These aren't tricks or gimmicks, but proven strategies that tap into the very core of human connection. Whether it's mastering the art of mystery, using silence to your advantage, or embracing vulnerability, each of these secrets can help you build deeper, more magnetic relationships with the people around you. It's all about being authentic, engaging, and making others feel valued and understood. And the best part, you don't need to be perfect, just real and intentional. So, which secret resonated with you the most? Is there one that you can't wait to try out, or one that you've already used to connect with others? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these secrets you're most excited to implement in your life. Remember, the key to making others feel irresistibly drawn to you is in the small details: how you make them feel, how you connect with them emotionally, and how you show up in each moment. So take these strategies, experiment with them, and watch as you transform your relationships into something deeper, more meaningful, and absolutely magnetic. Before you go, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who might benefit from these secrets, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future content like this. And hey, if you have any more secret tips that help you connect with others, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see how these psychological secrets work for you.